On today's Saints Happy Hour podcast, Kevin is going to give us draft day gems at the end of the draft, post 200 picks that'll make the Saints a Super Bowl contender, or at least better. Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to Saints Happy Hour podcast, always with perfect pronunciation.
Same thing as Demario Thomas. I don't know. Demario Thomas is like...
It's a linebacker and a receiver, and he just mashed them up.
Anyway, Demario Davis, same thing.
Now grab a drink and enjoy the show.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. If you're finding us on the YouTubes, click that like button, click that subscribe button, leave a comment to help us with engagement. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps us out a tremendous amount. I got Kevin with me. I got Thomas with me. All right, Kevin. So, we did off season, the free agency's done, and we got to make our own things happen. We got to think of topics and content because the Saints aren't always giving us news, right? So you came up with a great idea. You said, listen, how about I give you a bunch of draft day steals or picks that I like post 200? And I said, That's a great idea because you're doing 1,000 mock drafts a day and you know these players better than anyone. So I think that's a great idea. But before you give us names.
Overselling it.
What's that?
Overselling it. You know all these guys. You know all these guys.
I see you in the
day. You can tell me who they are.
Kevin
you can tell me who their girlfriends are.
Kevin is too modest, people. If you get in the Discord for Saints Happy Hour in the Draft Day channel, you can ask Kevin about tight end, random, Jaden Higgins, Iowa State receiver. He's all over it. He knows the data. He's doing the mock drafts. He knows the names. He knows the measurements, and it's awesome. And Kevin really undersells it because he loves.
God, I would be happy if we got Jaden Higgins.
Kevin loves mock draft season in a way that is incredible for us on the podcast, but. The thing that I was thinking about when you mentioned this topic, Kevin, is what's sort of your I wouldn't call it a process, but what intrigues you about later round picks? Because I look at a later round pick, whenever the Saints have picked someone late in the draft, I always look for one of two things. Do they have incredible physical skills and traits that they haven't maximized for whatever in college, or do they have incredible tape and their physical skills are just terrible, right? They played at the SEC and their RAS is 4.5, but the dude was awesome. And the Saints are screw it. He's got a 5 RAS, but screw it. We're taking him because his tape is incredible. We're taking him at picks. We're taking him in the 6th round. So those are the two things I look at when I look at these late round picks. What do you look at when you're that's a guy, he's probably going to be there, and I really like him? What are the things that attract you to these players late in rounds, post 200 picks?
Well, we're in a great position. I say great. I'm trying to spin this positively. The Saints have so many holes. I don't care who they're bringing in at free agent or signing. They got this guy at guard the other day. They signed that fella in
Randazzo.
They signed the guy from the Patriots.
Yeah.
They got Brendan Cooks back. The Saints still need to draft a wide receiver.
Yes.
They still need to get edge defenders.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they've kept Chase Young, they still need help in the secondary and yada, yada, yada. And even though they signed Juwan Johnson or locked him down or whatever, Saints still need a tight end. So guys that are going in rounds 6 and 7, I'm not saying that they have to be starters or that they will be starters, but they could compete for a roster spot. And when you're the Saints and you're dealing with all these injuries, I checked the depth lineup, depth chart a few minutes ago, and saw that ESPN switched them to a 3-4. But the other thing I noticed is that a bunch of players got the questionable, questionable next to their names. I mean, there's more Q's than an 8chan group chat.
That's right.
So
Ooh, it's not good.
So give me guys that can make that can fill out the rest of the team, maybe make special teams or something.
Mm-hmm.
But in doing so, it'll still make the team better.
Yeah.
Because if somebody gets hurt, you at least want somebody better than maybe what we've had.
Yeah, you want, to me, this bottom of this roster, this is the thing that, and I know I'm going to fight with media people because I fought with them in 2015, 16, and partially in 17, and I fought with them and I'll fight with them again. If the Saints have 5, 6 UDFAs make the roster, that is a terrible sign, because there is no way that the Saints have discovered 6 diamonds that no other team deemed worth drafting, but the Saints have discovered a bag of diamonds in the UDFAs. If you do great at UDFAs, you get 1, maybe 2 a year, and maybe twice a decade, you'll get 2 guys that'll be decent to above average NFL players if you're really good. So that's my worry. So that's why, to your point, you got to hit these late draft picks, because these guys, they're going to make the team and they're probably going to play, because we know the Saints are an injury disaster normally. So give me first up a name that you think is going to be there available post 200 that you're like, I like this guy. I like the cut of his jib. I hope the Saints can get him.
I tell you what, I had to double check to be sure, but when you were talking about the undrafted free agents and you know, it's so rare that you find that gem, I had to double check to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
It still blows my mind that Pierre Thomas
Yes.
was an undrafted free agent.
It just, yeah.
Still blows my mind. Okay. So I picked out 4 names because we didn't have much time for this, so I wanted to make sure I got 4. When I initially suggested this project, this idea, I had a specific guy in mind. Now, mind you, I'm telling you this, and it turns out to not be a guy, because he's rated higher than 200, or he gets drafted slightly above 200 consistently, and so it wouldn't be fair.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy that I initially was looking at was Jalen Conyers, the tight end out of Texas Tech. He meets the size requirements. He's played 3 years. He's got good numbers for a tight end, but apparently the thing about him is that he can block.
Mm-hmm.
So give me a tight end that's good at run blocking, and I'm sold on that. So moving past him, I'm now going guys that are actually after pick 200, and I'm going to try and get these
Pick
in some
200
kind of
for the people that aren't, pick 200 is like what, end of like round 6, 7. When you throw in the comp picks.
Let me pick that up. I can tell you in a second. All right, scrolling all the way down. Pick round 6. Yeah, pick 200 comes about halfway through round 6.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you're getting into the realm of, we better pick this guy because we think he's going to get drafted, but if we don't pick him, he might be a UDFA we can get potentially.
Some of these guys, at least 2 of these guys, I don't think will be there as UDFAs.
Okay, give me the name.
And honestly, the Saints at 248, they may not. It's possible they may not get these guys.
Yeah.
Unless they draft them at 184 in the 6th round, or God willing, Saints trade down. They trade down. They get, more picks, and then configure that, and then yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Anyway, the first guy on my list running back out of Texas Tech, Taj Brooks.
Ooh, I like that. What's he do special?
So
What grabs you?
Raz, this might be the only one of these I get to do this on. Raz score 8.82.
Ooh, I like that.
All of his size, the composite size, the composite speed, the composite explosion, all yellow, good and okay. Composite agility, elite.
Oh, I like that.
Composite agility is elite. I've got his little write up here. The last 2 years at Texas Tech, he's run for over 1,500 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Gotten double-digit touchdowns, 10 in 2023, and then 17 touchdowns in 2024.
Mm-hmm. Is he small?
He's 5'10", 230.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, thing is, for me, I always like getting a running back late because to me, running back is one of those positions where more so than other spots, the physical measurables, they don't matter as much. Like if you're a running back and you can find the hole and you can slither off, like Pierre Thomas, like you said, he was undrafted. His measurables weren't great, but like you give him the ball, he understood how to run a screen, how to set up blocks and do all these things that like physical skills don't necessarily matter.
Right.
And the thing is, to me, the Saints badly need a running back. I would
because and let me piggyback off of that. The scouting reports on this guy say low center of gravity.
Yeah.
He doesn't have breakaway speed in terms, he's not gonna go on these like long runs and outrun the secondary. What he is gonna do, excuse me, I'm dealing with allergies in the Midwest. It's bad. My nose, I look like W.C. Fields or whatever. That's a reference two people might get. He is a guy who you can hurl at a defensive line again and again and again and pound them into submission. And when you have a running back like Alvin Kamara and you have to be judicious about his snaps and about what he does, you could use a running back who can handle third down or possibly first down and maybe get you 3 or 4. Because apparently the write-ups on this guy saying the first guy who touches him ain't tackling, is not bringing him down.
The Saints need a running back. Even if we believe, and I believe Alvin Kamara is going to be good again. He's figured it out. He's one of those rare running backs that's aging well. I can
believe that. I can absolutely believe that he will that he can have a few more quality years.
But they desperately need a guy who they can say, dude, we need a dozen carries from you today, and we need you to be good on 3 short yardages because we don't know how Taysom's going to be. So I love that pick. And listen,
correct. You don't know what the deal is with Taysom, and you should limit him anyway.
That's right.
You got rid of Detective Pikachu, and then you got the other fella from TCU who got only you can't find him with a search party.
Yeah. So what I love that one. What's your next one?
All right. So I'm gonna close these down for him. So that way I got like 27 tabs open on my desktop.
And while you're finding that, running back draft is loaded this year. So
it is. It really is.
Running back is loaded. It
really is. That's why you don't grab Ashton Genty. That's another reason why you don't grab Ashton Genty. I know Tomas cut me, and made the YouTube shorts talking about don't take Genty because of the O-line, obviously because of that. But you've got guys that you can look down the list and either look at their numbers, read the draft report, see the RAS score, see something, and be like, this guy could be something. This could be something.
I just think there's going to be running backs in the 5th, 6th, and 7th round this year. Not a bunch, but there's going to be 2 or 3 of them that in 3 years we're going to be like, it's a nice little running back. Like,
right.
not like
and
all pro,
listen,
not like
I've been
Hall of Fame.
wrong.
Yeah.
I've been wrong. Last year, I was very high on, I want to say he played for New Hampshire. His name was Dylan Laube or Dylan Laub. I think he got drafted by the Raiders, which.
Yeah. Listen, man.
You know.
Everybody, look, you got the thing is with the draft, everybody misses on individual players, but in the macro, this running back class is loaded.
Yes. Yeah.
You're going to miss on individual guys, but you get a running back. So who's next on your list?
Okay. Cornerback, B.J. Adams out of Central Florida.
Okay.
The guy's played last 3 years. I mean, all I can see is just the last 3 years here. So I can't tell you if he played 4 years or not. Let me pull that, close that, open that. 6'1".
Okay.
So for starters, if you can give me a corner who's over 6 feet, I'm happy. Like, I try and look for that. Started 29 games. Got invited to the Senior Bowl. Had a slight back injury late in the last season. But the write-up on him is that he's physical, which I like. He's good in what did I have it? I had it highlighted.
Yeah.
Ah, to hell with it. I had it highlighted, but
Saints
whatever.
love Senior Bowl players?
Yes. Now, here's the knock. And listen, I'm not one of these guys that's going to pick a guy and then hide all the negatives from you. RAS score, 4.33.
Ooh.
It's not good.
Yeah.
But, again, this is a guy who is there after pick 200. Who I think if the Saints... Now, listen, I'm not saying this should be the only cornerback you draft.
No.
I like this guy. I like this guy if you grab a corner with your second or third pick or something. Or let's say Will Johnson falls to the Saints at 9, or if they trade back a little and Will Johnson's there and they've really got a big rubbery one for Will Johnson and they take him. Great, whatever. I'm saying this guy is there for depth because the Saints at corner, you're looking at Kool-Aid McKinstry, Alontae Taylor, and they just re-signed Isaac Yiadom.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
They could have a depth problem.
RAS below 5 means he could be a UDFA. But here's the thing that I think Saints fans, we need to remember as defense. We had the Dennis Allen defense for a decade, right? And what did we do? Every time we do these mock drafts, Kevin, what would I ask you? I'd be like, defensive end, is he gigantic? No. Saints ain't picking him, right? We knew Dennis Allen, gigantic defensive end. You needed corners that were long, lanky, and could play man. And if they didn't fit those requirements, the Saints really weren't interested. It's a new day. Brandon Staley, you're playing the 3-4. They're going to play more zone. They're going to play more matchup stuff. So these corners have to be different. And I wonder what sort of characteristics are they going to care about more so or be interested in now that they're going to the 3-4 in the secondary. But I like that guy. I like him. It'll be interesting to see what because like you said, it's just they got needs all over the place. We want them to, we're already talking about double dipping. We're talking about double dipping at running back. We're talking about double dipping at corner. We're running out of picks, Kevin. It's why they need to trade down. What's your next on your list?
Correct. Okay. Wide receiver. And I know in the mock draft channel, everybody's trying to talk themselves into the top rated guy from Mizzou.
Burton.
I can't think of his name right now.
Burton.
That sounds right.
McMillan.
They're trying to talk themselves into Xavier Restrepo from Miami. They're trying to talk themselves into a couple other guys. They're all under 6 feet tall.
Ooh.
They're all under 6 feet tall. The Saints should not be looking at guys that are under 6 feet. With Olave, with Cooks,
Shaheed.
You're looking at two guys
Yeah.
that are injury prone, that come in with concussion baggage. The Saints need, right, and mileage. The Saints need guys that are over 6 feet, and not just 6 feet. I'm talking 6'1", 6'2". I know that's silly to say, oh, it's just an inch. Well,
they need a big dude. They need a
matter,
Michael Thomas. They need a Michael Thomas. They need a dude.
Correct.
They need a guy, 3rd and 5, get me a contested catch in a tight window.
Either get me a contested catch or be a guy that has a very low drop rate.
Yeah, that's you. So who you got?
So, I mentioned Mizzou earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the other Mizzou guy.
Ooh, I like that.
Theo Weiss Jr.
Ooh.
6'2", $192. Let me pull this part of it up. PFN or PFF has him listed at 192. The Draft Network has him listed at an even 200. Okay. He was a 5-star recruit.
I like that.
Transferred to Missouri for 2023. So he can read the body language. And again, I'm basing this off of I've got tabs with different scouting reports pulled up here. I'm not trying to tell you that, I've been pounding tape or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So he was tied with the most contested catches among Power 5 wide receivers. I think in 2020, it was either 2023 or 2024.
See, exactly. But to me, I like that. You feel a need. And the other thing I like is it's not a deal breaker necessarily, but I really like when you tell me this dude was a 5-star coming out, because that means he already has elite freaking traits.
Now again, I'm going to give you the negative. Raz score, 4.66.
Okay.
Bad Raz. It just is. Now, who knows what I don't know if they allow you to retest and change things up, like they do on the SATs or the ACTs, where you can take it multiple times and they take the best ones. So 4.66 Raz. Now, his thing is, and I'm looking at his past 3 seasons. Mm-hmm. He had in 2022, and I'm starting from 2022, he had 19 catches. The next year, he had 49 catches. The year after that, 60 catches. He went from just under 400 yards receiving to nearly 700 yards receiving to nearly 900 yards receiving. So he got better. Mm-hmm. He got better as he was more integrated into the offense, as he saw more game time, as he was, just playing. And this is a full-on senior.
Yeah.
So this is a guy that can come in and immediately fight to be a number 4 on your depth chart.
Yeah, and we'll have to see what the Saints do.
Maybe even a number 3.
We'll have to see what the Saints do with the new coaching staff. They still have Jeff Ireland. Are they going to still be Raz-centric? Because the Saints, listen, they don't like to draft guys with low Raz. They don't even like to sign UDFAs a lot of times with low Razes. A good bit. So we'll see about that. But I like that, and they desperately need a receiver with size. They've been talking about. DA was talking about that they need a receiver with size after his first year. And that's why they kept clinging to Michael Thomas. It wasn't just cap reasons that they kept letting Michael Thomas hang around. They desperately wanted Michael Thomas to return, because they looked at him and they're like, if he could just be 75% of what he was, he would fill a tremendous need for us. And Michael Thomas, it never worked. But they've been needing a big body since they've been needing a big body receiver since week 1 of 2020 when Michael Thomas hurt his ankle. So Kevin, what's your last guy?
Okay. Back in 2000, I want to say was it 2006? Mm-hmm. It was 2006. in the 7th round.
Oh, Lord.
The Saints picked up a guy who was projected to be a tight end,
Oh, here we go.
who was 6'4",
Yeah.
went to school at a college in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Ralph, I have found a man
I love this.
who is listed as a tight end,
Yes.
who goes to school in New York, who is 6'4", who the scouting reports say should probably be a wide receiver. I give you Oronde Gadsden II
Oh, my God.
out of Syracuse.
Wow. That's the most Kevin. Let's do 100%. Let's just let the vibes wash over us player you've ever come up with. This checks every single box. It checks Marcus Colston, the next Marcus Colston 2.0, 7th round pick. It checks the former NFL player box. It checks every vibes box you can have. I love this pick.
Now, his father played for the Dolphins,
Yes.
so he's got the pedigree, as they say. He's listed as 230 pounds. He probably weighs more than that, so he's not going to get bullied.
Yeah.
They talk about his flexibility, blah blah blah, whatever. But they talk. The other thing is his routes are typically vertical.
Mm-hmm.
So give me a guy
Up the
who
sea,
can
baby.
run a big route. You have to account for this guy because he's 6'4", 6'5", and if you don't account for this guy, Derek Carr can just chuck the damn ball up there.
That's right.
And he'll get it.
Yeah.
He'll get it. What are you going to do? You're going to put a safety on him? Good luck. You're going to put a corner on him? You got to put a great corner on him because
Yeah.
6'4" with a wingspan of nearly 82 inches. Like, think about that. A wingspan of 82 inches. That's more than that is 6 feet. That's 6'10".
Yeah. That's incredible.
That's 6 foot. That's a basketball. That's a center in basketball going from tip of finger to tip of finger.
See, I love that. I love this. I love when the Saints draft guys late and you're just like, look, listen, we just drafted him. His dad played in the NFL. He's got the wingspan of God's, he's got the wingspan of a pterodactyl. And we just want to see how it goes. And maybe they put him on the practice field and it's a dud and it's like, he doesn't make it.
But right,
Maybe
but
you
that's
got
why
something.
this works. That's why this works. This is why I always hate. Look, this is why I was not happy to see, the Saints had to lose a 7th round pick because they picked up somebody. It's like, no. Give me these picks. Let me keep these picks because 1, they need bodies. 2, you need opportunities to take a guy and see what happens. Again, They have so many holes that they need to plug and depth that they need to fill out. Give me the bodies. Because if even one of these guys works out.
Oh, dude, if you draft a guy, to me, if you draft a guy 6th or 7th round and you give him a second contract, that's a win. Like Landon Young, I know Saints fans don't really think much of him, but he's a guy you drafted in the 7th round. He's going into year 5. That's a win. That's
Correct.
a win in the 7th round. It's not a grand slam.
No.
But it's a win, and that's what you need to.
What was I saying earlier? What have you and what did you say earlier? Depth.
You gotta have depth. I think, and look, we bang on Mickey Loomis, and we say he never admits mistakes. But one of the things he did say last year after his press conference that I think people took the wrong way is he was like, it hurt me that way. I had to fire Dennis Allen. I feel like I failed him, and this roster, we didn't have enough depth. I as a general manager, I failed him. We couldn't overcome the injuries, and we got to fix that. And people took that as some sort of defense of DA, which maybe it was a little, but I took it as, thank God, Mickey Loomis is finally looking at this roster, being like, our depth sucks. I got to fix this. So this is how you do it. So, Kevin, I love this idea.
Do it by trading down, Mickey. You trade down.
I love this idea.
Whatever.
I think we're going to do more shows of this theme, but we're going to make it even more specific. I'm going to make you find me post 150 pick guys at certain positions, and we're going to do more of these because we got 4 more weeks until the draft. Guys, go to patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour. Check us out. Get in our Discord. If you don't like social media and you want to talk Saints and it's fun, we're friendly, you don't have to deal with X and Facebook and all that. It's a great place. Join us. Check us out. Leave a comment. It helps us with engagement and it doesn't cost you anything. Do it, please. As always, thanks to Kevin. Thanks to Thomas back in Poland, running the show, doing an amazing job. Thank you guys for joining us. And until next time, the bar is closed.